Hey everybody, it's Dan, your friendly fishmonger at dansfish.com, and I have some amazing fish to show you today. Just show you a whole bunch of cool fish. So let's get started down here. Okay, I'm here with Random Arms, aka Jonathan, aka Get Gills, my lovely assistant, and together we're going to try to show you some somewhat decent video of these plecos. We're going to flip over the hides gently and hopefully you'll get a glimpse. Keep a sharp eye, they might only be visible for a few seconds. They're plecos, but here we go. So these first ones, these are like the 173s we showed you before, but these are the B grade. So they're going to be not quite as white and black. They're going to be a little different. Hey, there's one. Still a beautiful fish, but more of a dark brown on a very light beige. There's a few more back there that we can see. Okay, that was that. Hey, we got one. This next one is the L236. These are RB line, but these are not super whites. So these are the standard RB line. It's really pretty, but not super white. Let's see if there's any in there. There they all are. Good. Check them out. They look absolutely fantastic. So really nice white and really nice black to contrast, but not super white. So this is kind of the natural color of them before the super whites were line bred and developed in earnest. I can't believe they're just sitting there. That's awesome. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. Okay. They're putting on a show. A short show, but a show. Okay, that's good. All right, this next one is L450, another one of the Hypensistrus zebra type plecos. Let's see what happens here. All right. Oh, there we go. Cool. They're actually in focus. And hanging out a bit. Anyway, it's a 450. Now, a lot of these Hypensistrus are really, really closely related and look very, very similar. And it takes a true pleco nerd or ichthyologist to really tell them apart. So, but as you can see, it's a zebra type. Thicker black on them than the 236s. So, where the 236 is more white with thinner black lines, these are more black with thinner white lines, I guess you could say. Anyway, there we go. That's probably as good as we're going to get. This next one is very, very special. This is an L174 Ocelot. Well, it's an L174. We call them Ocelot because they're more spotted than striped. So it's like a zebra type pleco that came out spotted in a black and white pattern, more or less, than a striped. These, let's try to go real slow and show you these.
There's one under here, you'll see.
Okay, cool. It doesn't dart away too fast. Really hard to get. Very, very limited in its natural range. Only comes from a couple pools, and they're very, very deep. And it's a fast-flowing river, so it makes them very hard to find and hard to collect because you're having to go down in deep water that's flowing super fast. So it's, imagine being a scuba diver and risking your life to try to go get these guys, right? That's kind of what I would think it would be like. But you can see that spotted pattern on them. These are one of the smallest Hypensistrus. In fact, they are the smallest if you tie them with the 471. So the mini Snowball pleco and these ocelots are the smallest Hypensistrus that we know of. And so if you like Hypensistrus fancy L number plecos, but don't have a large aquarium, these stay small. So it's a great option, just like the mini Snowball. These are even rarer, they're more expensive, they're hard to get. And I'm just pleased as punch that we have any at all, because I've been trying to get them for a long time. And now we finally have some. So hopefully whoever gets them would be a breeder. Hang on, this glare. Can I cut it by moving there? Yeah. Hopefully whoever gets them attempts to breed them because, again, they are super rare, not just in the hobby, but in nature. And so we'd like to breed them up and get them distributed so they don't disappear. Oh, check them out. So I'm taking a little longer with these just because they're so special. All right, we'll let them go back. We've had a look. All right, these are the L260s. One of the prettiest plecos out there. These are the Queen Arabesque. They're one of the most popular, and you'll see why in a second. They're absolutely stunning. Dark fish with beautiful little lines on them. And, all right, we got one in there. Let's see if I can get in there. There we go. There you go. You're putting on a show. Okay. Oh, there's several in there. I didn't even see them before. If you just tilt the wood down a bit and keep it there. Yeah, there you go. That's great. Man, they like that wood. That one's like burrowed in. Oh, there's another one that's in there deep. Yeah, they're really enjoying that wood. Check them out. I don't know how I'm ever going to catch them out of there. Anyway, there they are. The Queen Arabesque looking good in the wood. All right, this is another of the zebra type plecos. This is the L400. They're probably under that plate. If you can tilt it my way. Yeah, okay, move the plate so I get some light on them. Boom! Quick peek and they're gone. All right, here they are. L400s. They did not stick around, did they? I'm trying to get one with a dorsal view, but I mean with a side view, but it looks like, yeah. Can you tilt the plate up? Cool, there we go. We're seeing the side a little bit. Look at that pattern, up more. So it's kind of flat. Yeah. Oh, and they're gone. Well, it was good while it lasted. Oh, there's one. All right, we're gonna let them get back. Obviously, they don't really enjoy being exposed. The next one is another favorite. It's the L201, the Snowball. These are not the mini snowballs. They get a little bigger. They're a different fish, but they look very similar. Oh man, hopefully you saw that. I didn't have time to do anything. Let's look under the saucer here. So we tried to give them a few different options for hiding spots. Okay, here we go. Can I get in there? Well, if you can see it amongst all the cloudy detritus that we just stirred up, there they are. Dark fish with light spots. That's why they're called a snowball. Oh, come on. Stay on camera. Oh, here we go. There's one. Anyway, we're going to call that good. They're all behind the filter now. All right, there they are. Snowballs. Okay, next up is one of my favorites, the L264 Sultan. One of the prettiest of the vampire plecos, I think anyway. And let's flip over this wood and see what we see. I'll try to get in there. There they are. Look at those beauties. Gray fish with dark spots on, kind of the opposite of a snowball. The dark snowball. And when they're young, they get these white tips on the fins. As they get older, those dissipate, but they're still really pretty fish. And I have seen some larger ones that keep some of that white tippage, but not as much. Still though, look at these little guys. You know, we keep these in a lot. This is one of our favorites, and they do really well for people in general. Oh, there we go. Good. I can see him now. Look at him way up in that crack. Man, these little plecos love wood. Nice tight spaces that they can crawl into. All right, thanks. We'll call that good. Night, night. Back to bed. The dark snowball. It's like a Halloween Pleco. All right, this is the L136A. They come from Domini, so they call them the Domini Angelicus Pleco, if you want to be fancy. Now these come in an A form, a B form, and a C form, and it's not necessarily that one's more desirable than the other, I don't think, it's just they're different. This is the A, so let's show you these guys. Anyone in there? I can't really see anyone there.
Nope.
All right, let's try under the saucer. We have the B in stock as well. We have big adults of the B, like big 4-inchers, which is their full size. They don't get too big. All right. Here you go, the Angelicus. Kind of a grayish fish with a bunch of white dots all over it. Check them out. That's their sleeping colors. We just woke them up. These guys aren't big, but they, again, about 4 inches is where they top out. And these have been a good one for us. Our batch of bees has been solid and doing really well, and well for our customers as well. I don't think we've lost any. If you're a customer and you lost one, I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm forgetting, but I think they've done well for everybody. Okay, here's a great. Oh shoot, he moved. I want to show the spots. Come on. Okay, let's try this guy. I'm trying to get right in there so you can see those white spots all over him. There you go. There you go. Well, let's call that good. L136A version. While we're looking at cool plecos, let's show you this one. This is the leopard cactus, the L600. We've had them for a little while, but they've grown a lot, so let's show them to you. And I apologize, there was a customer that wanted to see these Pseudomogals from Amica. We had 4 of them, and I promised them when I did this video I'd show them to them, but they sold. Someone else bought them and we shipped them out yesterday, so I can't do that. But let's look at these guys. They're in here with some Lyntipus Gobies. Any luck?
No, they're under this plate.
Oh wait, there's one. Okay. Oh, and he's gone. I can see his tail. This is typical of Plecos, right? Well, there's a tail. Hang on, let's do that one first, or the whole thing will topple. Not so much there either.
There are under this next one, though.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. There we go. Look at those bright leopard spots. Awesome tails. Really pretty fish. Don't like being flipped over at all. Oh, wait, trying to get in his pipe over there. Okay. I think we saw him. I think that's as good as it's going to get for now. Try this. Okay. He's just going deeper.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice leopard pattern, bright orange tail, really pretty fish. They get big. Make sure you have a good sized tank for them. They're going to get, what, 15, 16 inches. So, you know, they need a good sized tank. They're like a Pleco. They're going to create a lot of poop. But they're super, super cool. All right, that's it for those. Okay, another one to show you while we're showing Plecos. These are the L97s, the polka dot cactus, another cactus type. But you'll see why they're called the polka dot in just a second. Should we try this? I like this tank a lot. There's a lot of gobies and fun fish in here. There's one, am I right? Yeah. See, black and white cactus Pleco right there. Or spotted cactus polka dot. Sorry, polka dot. There we go. I finally got a good shot, and as soon as I moved the camera up, he went bye-bye. Anyway, that's why they call them the polka dot. Black with bright white dots. How else can I describe a polka dot? Well, that's probably good. Should we see if there's more under here just for fun?
Yeah.
While we're here. I think we still got like 7 of them or something left. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. And he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, all right. That's a bushy. Oh, there's a bunch in here. What? Yeah. I see him in there. Can we get in there and see him? Right, there we go. There's a couple to see. For a second. Oh, they're up there.
Yeah. There, you finally looking?
Oh, yeah. Now I see them. They're like dancing on the sponge filter.
They look like butterflies.
Holy cow.
When we had 20 of them, it was super fun to do this because they'd go all the way around.
How many do you think we have left? 7 or so? I'd have to look. But enough. Enough to still have some fun. Yeah, check them out. All right. Polka dot cactus Pleco, that's the L97. The next fish I'm going to show you is super special. It's the first catfish that was ever called a Corydoras. It's the first fish that was scientifically described as Corydoras. It's the type for the Corydoras genus. It's called Corydoras. I don't know if it's Jeffrey or Joffrey. I call it Joffroy because it's more fun. it was used to describe the genus, and then it disappeared forever, became a ghost, and recently was found again. So I'm glad that after, that was like in the 1803 maybe? I can't remember exactly my dates, but it was a long time between when this fish was first described and when we were able to bring them into the hobby. And they disappeared for a while, now they're back. So let me see if I can sneak up on them. I only have a couple. They're from lineage 1, obviously. They're the type lineage. Okay, I see them here. Oh, hopefully you can see that fish. There it is. Really similar to a CW124. I think I've only got 4 of them. The other ones are back behind that filter there. But it's an interesting story. Oh no, they aren't. Here they are. There's a couple more right there. If I can sit down without spooking them, I can tell you their story. Okay, so what's really interesting about this fish is it's the type for the entire Corydoras genus, right? It's the first Corydoras ever to be named. However, it's a weird cory. It doesn't fit most of the genus. How so? Well, for one thing, it develops bristles on its cheeks. And the males use that in combat. Like a Scleromastix barbatus. They call those bearded cories, Scleromastix barbatus. The males develop those bristles on the cheeks, and they use them to be combative. So males are aggressive to each other. Most Corydoras are very peaceful. But there's a few species in the lineage 1, this being one of them, which are aggressive. The CW124, also from lineage 1, looks very similar, is also aggressive, but I don't think it gets the bristles on the cheeks. In fact, I don't think there's any other Corydoras species that does get the bristles on the cheeks, just the Scleromastix. So, it's ironic that the fish that became the type of the genus is so different than the rest of the genus. The other thing is, it has a third rictal barbel. Rictal, R-I-C-T-A-L, not rectal. That's a whole different orifice. Rictal means the corners of the mouth. If you think of like a rictus grin. So on the corners of the mouth there, it has a third barbel, which is only a couple Corydoras species have that. I think maybe only 3 total. This one, Corydoras septentrionalis, has it. That's the northern longnose cory. And I think there's 1, maybe 2 others that have it as well. So it's just an interesting story that the Corydoras that started it all is not, and is the type of the genus, is not actually typical of the genus. It's just ironic. Oh, wow. This is Sichiopterus cyanocephalus. This is not new. We've had this for a little while. It's starting to get some nice color. Look at that. They've been brown for a long time. It looks like they're finally settling in enough to start getting their kind of blue-green in. And I see some red coming in on the tail. When these guys finally get in breeding condition, they're really pretty. Look at that those black lips. Woo, that's cool. They're starting to color up, it looks like. Speaking of Scleromastix barbatus, that's 1 or 2, the bearded cory. Combative little guys. Okay. Let's see if I can get off this floor with dignity in front of a camera. Probably not. Oh, I don't have to yet, because here's another cool fish to show you. These are some Dwarf Wapoga red lasers, which is Moanatania rubrovitata. It's a small fish, so if you're looking for a dwarf rainbow fish, this is one for you. These guys get 2 to 3 inches, 2.5 inches maybe. They're very, very similar to a neon dwarf rainbow, which is Milanatania praecox. Very similar in body shape and in everything. The main difference, though, is these guys get a series of red horizontal stripes down the body. So instead of just being a pure blue body, sky blue body like the praecox, these get a little more color. Really striking laser lines down the body. Really pretty fish and doing fantastic for us. And they're going to get a lot prettier. These are around 1 inch, maybe 1.25 inches. They are starting to get their color. I don't know if it showed up on camera. They are starting to get their color, but they've got quite a ways to go before they're fully there. I'm struggling a little bit, you can probably tell, on finding the new fish. Usually I'm smart, and I leave a yellow sticky note on the tanks that have the new fish, but I got in cleaning mode earlier today, And I cleaned up a bunch of bags that were sitting around and nets that were on top of tanks, and I took all the stickies off without even thinking about it. So if you see me looking around looking for new fish to show you, that's why. Just real quick, these aren't new, we've had them a little while, but these are the Corydoras CW124s that are so similar to those Corydoras Joffrey that I was telling you about. These guys. Nice group of them, big and healthy and doing well. So if you want a really, really unique lineage one Cory, that's one for you. Okay, I've got to go down again. Arr, here we go. I think I spooked them. Yeah, I spooked them. Jeez, is every one of them going behind the filter now? These are flagtail pandas. Don't even ask me to say the name. It's like Corydoras. Oh, I can't even. It's a long, crazy name. But they're like a panda Cory, but with that striped tail. Completely different species. That I'm trying to remember how to say it, and I just can't right now. But check them out. Cute little panda Cory, but with a flagtail. And there's a whole bunch of them in here. There's a couple there. But most of them went behind that filter. Nice healthy group though. I don't think we've lost any of these. They're fantastic. Now they all come out. Okay. Okay. There we go. Seen some flagtail panda Corys. Okay, let's get up here, show you the rest of this row. Another neat Cory. This is Corydoras Carlae. I really like this fish because it's from Argentina, and I used to live in Argentina for a while, and I've studied Argentinian theater for my graduate degrees, and so, or graduate studies, so I really like them. Check them out. That's a baby Ivan Stoffi in there with that shiny blue eye. I had some Ivan Stoffis in here, and we moved them to another aquarium, and some babies appeared, which happens a lot with blue eyes and rainbow fish, but this group is fantastic. They're doing great. No complaints whatsoever. Down below them, we have a neat rainbow fish. This is Milanatania Ogilbiai. They don't get too big. They top out at about 3 inches, I'm going to say, give or take a bit. So these are close to full grown, and they're starting to get their color in. They've settled in long enough that the color's coming in. Although, let's see if it's light enough here to show it. Can I do something about that? What if we do that and that? Did that make it so you can see their color okay? Anyway, really neat, really pretty fish, and doesn't get too big, which is fantastic. If I put a good light on here, you would see a lot more color on them, but that's what we have. And also a random rainbow that I don't know what it is right there with the black stripe across. Somehow got mixed in. So not sure what that one is for sure, but most of these are Ogilbiai. Okay, gotta get my settings back before I move to the next tank, or things will be weird. Okay, I'm gonna turn around here, show you another rainbow fish. One of my absolute favorites. These are Melanotania tububil. I'm sorry, sexlineata from tububil. So this one, we know the scientific name and the collection point. What I like about them is they have bright peak lips. Once they settle in, they haven't developed them yet. They're getting them, but they get brighter than that. And they have this bright golden color with some striations on the body. So they're a really pretty fish. They pop. The color is just happy and bright and golden. So I've always liked these guys quite a bit. And they don't get too big either. I think these top out at 2.5 to 3 inches as well. So if you want a rainbow fish but you don't have a massive aquarium, this is a good option for you. He's going to flip this wood over, and we're going to see if we get lucky.
Do you want to see the equus first before?
Oh yeah, let's look at the equus first. So as you can see, there's a lot of them in here. This is a long tank, but there's really dense plant cover over a lot of it. So the only ones we're probably going to be able to see really well are these guys. And let me brighten this a bit. There we go. They're blue and orange. Corydoras equus, just one of the prettiest fish out there. There's a fuller eye in there as well, you see, swimming off screen. But these guys are the new ones. I've had the fuller eye for a while. Blue fish with that bright orange saddle. Really hard to get this year. The breeding did not go well, so there were not a lot produced. So there's like a worldwide shortage right now of equus. They're quite expensive, but they're very pretty, and we were able to get, I think, only 30 in. And that's probably all we'll get all year long. They're just not going to be very available. All right, let's see if the 173s are here. Now, these are not the 173Bs. Here we go. These are straight up 173s, the high grade ones. They look a lot like a zebra pleco, but they're a little different. They're a little bigger and stockier, and they have a brown eye. So that's kind of how you know. And also, you see a bunch of L174s, mini snowball plecos, the real ones. We've had that verified by some pleco nerds, and the provenance on them is strong, so I'm confident that they are in fact mini snowball plecos. All right, perfect. And the ubiquitous cherry shrimp. So thank you to our lovely assistant Jonathan for doing that. These guys have an amazing home here. This is 100 gallon, 6 feet of paradise. Nice fine sand for them, and the Corys are always playing up here in this current. Not right now because the camera's on them, but they're surfing that current all the time. They love it. There we go. Okay, so these are Melanotania Bosmanai. So what, you say? I see those in pet stores. Not these. These are the Atinjo. So these are from Lake Atinjo. They're really beautiful. They get more of an orange on them than yellow as they mature, and a really beautiful dark front half to contrast. Now these are all males. They're big enough, 2.5 inches, 2 to 2.5 inches, let's say, to be on the safe side. I don't think anyone's quite 3 inches yet. Yeah, 2 to 2.5 inches. They're all males, and they're big enough to be getting some really, really nice color. But what's super cool about this, oh, you can see the dark front coming in on that guy. See that dark front coming in? As they mature, that gets darker and darker, and the orangish sheen on them gets more and more orange, and they just get better and better with age. But what's really cool about this is these are all males, but we also have down here a tank of all females. So we were able to get both sexes this time. So we have pairs. We have about 32 pairs of each. These came in rock solid, both the males and females. No issues, no losses. They're all doing absolutely wonderful. These are a little smaller than the males. I'm going to say the biggest one is maybe just over 2 inches. And the smallest one, let's go with 1 3/4 inches, somewhere around there. But they're healthy, and they're going to give someone tons of eggs. They've been kept separate from the males, so they've probably been developing tons of eggs and are ready to go. All right, behind those, I'm going to flip around here. I'm going to go slow so I don't give anyone seasickness. These are Milanatania from Callitimbuni. These are good size. The biggest one here is 3 inches, this guy. Now they're new to this tank. They've only been here for 2 weeks, so they haven't settled in completely, but I think you can probably see his color starting to come in. Some bright oranges on the fins. He's, of course, in the shade right now. There we go. Come on out. I told the people you're pretty. Let's show them. You gonna do it? Well, hopefully you get the idea there. But yeah, really neat fish, hard to find, doesn't have a species name yet, so we just call it Callitimbuni because that's where it was collected, and that's how we keep rainbow fish lines pure and keep from hybridizing accidentally. Before we get scientific names, we just keep them in location groups. So these are the Melanotania that were collected at Callitimbuni, and as soon as they have a species name, then we'll be able to call them something else, but that's what they are for now. Down below, just real quick, I've had these for a little while, but these are hill trouts. I just want to show them off because I think they've really come into their own. Fantastic active fish, really pretty. Biggest ones, maybe 3.5 inches. I think we sold the like 4.5 inch ones already, so yeah, we're talking around 3 inches, let's say, for all of these, give or take a bit. But I just want to show those real quick because they're just so pretty. Let's show you another rainbow fish. These are going to be hard to see. Hang on. They're all under that plant. Let me see if I can bring them over here. Anyway, these are Chilotherina alleni from Wapoga. One of the most popular rainbow fish in the world because they get so pretty. Now right now they're pretty small. I'd say 1.5 inches or so. But they're doing really, really well. There's only one I'm concerned about in here that has little schmutz growing on its dorsal fins. But that's just one out of the whole batch, and it's actually looking a little better. So I think it's healing up just with clean water and time. Anyway, Chilotherina alleni Wapoga. They aren't showing their amazing colors yet, but they will as they grow and mature and settle in. They're going to become stunning. Right now, the thing to know is they're pretty darn healthy, and at this size, you're not going to be seeing a lot of color. So what you look at is, you know, is the fish healthy, and they are, except for that one we're worried about. But I think it's going to end up being fine. Down here, oh, I shook that camera good, didn't I? It's hard to scooch. These are Chilotherina blairi. They're big enough that I can tell there's a lot of males in there. Varying sizes. Largest one maybe around 3 inches, but most of them aren't that big. Most of them around inch and call it 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Anyway, I'm freaking them out right now. You can see by their activity they're not comfortable with this camera. So I'm going to move on. But we do have a nice batch of Chilotherina blairi. Okay, that's it for that row. So let's take you around here and show you some other stuff. These are threadfin acaras, but these are the albino version. Biggest one, 2 inches, maybe just shy of 2 inches. Smallest one, I don't know, 1/2 inch shorter than that maybe. Doing great. These guys are eating. They're doing fantastic, and I think they're going to make great pets for you. Right now, they just look kind of like a white fish with a red eye. But as they grow, they're going to get some amazing color, long extensions on their fins, and be really, really beautiful. So take a moment to Google albino threadfin acara, and you'll see what I mean. Oh, they're out. You have to sneak up on these. Okay. These are Pseudomogal Luminatus, the red neon blue eye, and they're in a very planted tank, so and again, they've only been here a little while, so they like to hug the plants. I don't know how good we'll be able to get in there and see them, but these guys are really pretty. Good size batch, nice body size on them, nice weight, really healthy, and I can sex these, so if you want pairs, that should not be a problem, you know, until we run out of one sex or the other. But right now I have plenty of females and males, and I can sex them easily. So if you want pairs, if you want to try to breed them or whatever, just leave a note at checkout, and we can do that for you. Otherwise, we'll just get you a nice healthy group if you don't care about breeding them. Okay, let's zoom out here. Okay, we're going to go a little further down this row, and these are not part of the import, but these are a whole bunch of fish we're raising here at Dan's Fish. These are baby banded gudgeons, Mogurunda cingulata. We'll be releasing a video soon about how to breed them and raise them. There's a few hundred in here. There's a whole lot of them. They're growing up. They're getting big and healthy. It's going to be a little while before they're, you know, ready to sell. But we have some older siblings over here. Let me show you. Here we go. These are the ones that are currently ready to sell. Around 3/4 of an inch to an inch. There's one in here that's like 1.5 inches, one monster. Starting to get a little bit of color. Let me see if I can show you any of that in this dim light. There's a lot of plants up top, so the light's kind of dim down here. But I don't know if you see some of the color coming in. If you want to see what the adults look like, I've got some videos of those from earlier, or check out Daniken Aquatics, and you can see a video that they released recently of the parents of these fish, because they now have the parents. Anyway, beautiful little fish, bred and raised right here at Dan's Fish, and these are from Mimica. So these are banded gudgeons from the Mimica collection in Western Papua. Is Mimica in Western Papua? Somewhere on the island of New Guinea. I'd have to get a map to know for sure. This is another rainbow. This is Milanatania. These are from Kiunga. This is a absolute favorite of people because they get awesome color as they grow. And these are already starting to show it. These are good sized. That guy there, the big one, right above my finger there. Right there. Yeah, that. That guy's about 3 inches maybe. Nice orange coming in. Going to be really, really pretty fish as they settle in more and get even bigger and develop more. But already looking really good. Moanatania from Kiunga. Down here we have more Hillstream loaches. We tried to get Suellia lineolata. They didn't have any. We also tried to get Zabrenus, Pseudogastromyzon sabrenus, which is the zebra Hillstream loach. They did not have those, but we have these. These are awesome. These are spotted Hillstream loaches. The scientific name is that one, Stenocephalus. So let's see if I can, I'm just seeing bellies. See if I can get in and show you the top side. Let's see here, can we get this in focus? I don't know how much detail is showing up there, but they're spotted. They have tons of spots all over the top of the body. Here we go. Hopefully you're seeing that okay. I can't get too close or we'll get out of focus with this camera. How about you? Do you wanna play? Be in focus here. Anyway, Pseudogastromyzon Stenocephalus. Oh, excuse me. These are Milanatania Trifosciata from Habgood River. These are from northern Australia. They're not too big, but they're already developing some really great color, as you can see. Let me sit down. Sometimes my black shirt helps cut the glare at least a little bit. So you can kind of see the blues coming in and the reds coming in on the unpaired fins. I used to have these listed as Hapgood River, Hapgood, and then I was looking at a map of Australia where they were collected, and I noticed that was a typo. It's Habgood, H-A-B as in boy, G-O-O-D. So I've corrected that. So sorry for anyone that was confused before. These I'm going to say are 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches. And looking good. Okay, oh, we got to go down here. Sorry, jerking you around there. Sorry if I made you seasick. Here's another favorite. These are Moanatania, if I can get that in focus, picta. That's Latin for painted, which is an apt name because as they grow and develop and get mature, they get extremely beautiful colors. One of the most beautiful rainbow fish out there, like a painting. You'll have to look up a picture of a full-grown adult to appreciate what I'm saying, but really beautiful blues and reds, and a nice pattern with that center line looks really good. Kind of comes through the eye and hits again at the tail with a bit of a gap in between, I believe. But Milanatania picta, 1.25 inches to, the biggest one might be 2 inches, so we'll probably list them as 1.5 inches, give or take, somewhere in that vicinity. It's hard to list fish sizes for sure because there's often a lot of variation in the batch. So you don't want to say like 1.5 to 2 inches and then you sell the 2-inch fish and then someone orders and is like, oh, I wanted the 2-inch one. You're like, oh, we don't have those. So that's why I always say on the listings, give or take a bit. Give me a 1/4 inch either way on a 2-inch fish. Anyway, another great rainbow fish. These are Chilotharina species, collected at Kaliawalum. Don't have a species name yet. These are beautiful blue fish. If you like blue rainbow fish, but you don't want Leucostris or Kamakas, then these are a Chilotharina that is blue, which is unique. Now this is a green water tank which is gradually clearing up, so it's probably a little bit cloudy still, but they're in good shape, they're healthy. There's one we're watching that has a little, I don't know if it's an infection or what. Where can I find it so I can show it to you? Oh, there he is. Just this guy. This little white bump on him. But it doesn't look like it's anything serious. I don't think it's like mycobacteria or anything like that. It's not turning into a lesion or anything. So I think we're good. We're just keeping an eye on it. And it's healing up. Again, usually with some time and some clean water, they'll recover from any bumps or bruises they got during the import process. So there you go. All right, I think we've got a couple more fish to show you here. Oh yeah, how did I forget these guys? All right. Blackberry silver dollars. In my opinion, the prettiest of the silver dollars. I do like the green one as well, quite a bit, but these are the prettiest ones I've seen in person. I've never actually seen the green one in person, so maybe the pictures are lying. You never know. Maybe the green one isn't as pretty as it seems in person, but hopefully it is. It looks great in pictures. But anyway, these are gorgeous. They're at least 3 inches, each of them. Maybe getting, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, maybe close to 4 on a couple of them. So they're a little more expensive than the last batch, but that's because the last batch came in at like 2 inches. So I think they're just charging a bit more because they're a bit bigger. And also with COVID, shipping costs and all that are going up. There's surcharges and all kinds of things, but they're a little more, but they're still in the ballpark. Expensive fish, but really pretty. And if you have a large aquarium, you want something absolutely stunning in that tank, a real showstopper, these will do the trick. Peaceful, schooling fish, and really amazing, and get nice and big and beautiful. Okay, I think there's only 2 more fish to show you down here. Let's stop on the way and see if I can't find... So I want to show you the L236 Super White. There's one in the pipe there. They've grown quite a bit since I showed them last time. Oh, there's one underneath. Okay, let's see if I can... Okay, if I can increase the ISO here and get in there. Hopefully you can see them. These guys are just growing into such... Electric blue Acara, photobombing us. Anyway, these guys are growing into such absolutely stunning fish. Check that guy out. Oh, I'm so glad he's out and we can see him. Anyway, I think I've got about 15 of them. Each one's prettier than the last. Oh, we're going to see, besides him, is probably tails. Anyway, glad we got to see that guy. Down below them is the new fish that I wanted to show you. This is one that's very hard for us to keep in stock because it's absolutely stunning when it gets big. This is a Glossolepis, a different genus of rainbow fish. These are not named yet. They're still pretty new to the hobby, but they are from Gudomen. Gudomen Village is where they were collected. No color yet, but check out photos of them. Look up that. Glossolepis species Gudomen or Gudomen Village. No Glossolepis looks good until it gets fairly big. Maybe Pseudoincisus because it stays smaller, but Incisus, that's the Irian red. All of them that I've seen, they kind of don't look good, and then suddenly they mature and they turn into stunning fish. So that's going to be the case here. Not much color yet, but if you're a rainbow fish nerd, you know how pretty these get when they get a little size on them. So they're healthy, they're doing great. They just need to grow to get a little bit of color. All right, one more fish to show you. It's in the quarantine system, but that's not because it's sick. It's because after quarantine, we just didn't have enough tank space to move them anywhere. So we put a filter in here, and they've been living happily in here. Let me fix my ISO again, since I messed with it earlier. There we go. All right, these are the orange lemon tetra. So we all know and love the lemon tetra. It's a classic, right? But this is the orange. It's from Bolivia, and it's a new population that was found recently. I don't know if we know yet if it's a new species or just a color variant, a population that looks different that was found, like an isolated population that turned more orange. Right now, they're little. I'm going to say about ½ an inch. And so they are not showing their orange yet, but I've seen these as adults. I've had some batches that grew into adults, and they really do develop a nice orange color on the body and intense orange on the fins where the yellow is in your standard lemon Tetra. So really unique, really beautiful, kind of newish to the hobby fish. And thanks to, I think it was Hans George Evers that collected these, and he did a write-up on them. I believe I have my name right of who did it in Amazonas magazine a few years ago. It was pretty informative, so it's cool to read that. All right, let's go upstairs and show you some more goodness. These are killifish. These were sold to us as Micropanchax. What was it? Micropanchax microthalmus, I think, or macrothalmus is, I think, what they were sold to us as. However, I'm pretty sure that they're Poropanchax luxothalmus. I've bought Poropanchax luxothalmus several times. I've also bought Poropanchax rancorelli, and the consensus was that they were actually luxothalmus. These Micropanchax macrothalmus, man, these sure look like luxothalmus to me. So that's what we're going to list them as. If you're a true lamp-eye nerd and you think they might be something different, let me know. And I will be getting pictures, once I can get really good pictures of these, I'll get some turned into the lamp-eye nerds to see if we can get a different ID. But for now, they're luxothalmus, with the disclaimer that these little killifish, West African killifish, these little lamp eyes, they're often hard to distinguish. A lot of times they look very similar, and the suppliers don't always know what they are. So, but anyway, cool fish, beautiful, looks like a really nice bright green luxothalmus with some nice yellow and orange on the tail fin. This is one I'm very, very excited about because I believe this is this fish's first time in the United States offered by any kind of like commercial fish store. These are Monotenia that were collected at Cali Clawar. Now they're so new to the hobby and so new to me that I know nothing about them. I have no words of wisdom. I can't tell you anything about them other than I don't think you'll see them anywhere else. They're brand spanking new, as far as I know. I mean, they're getting some orange on the fins. They're starting to get some color. I'm interested to see what they turn out like. I could not find pictures of them. Like, no one knows. I can't find any information about them. So, brand new fish, and I'm just excited that I was able to get my hands on some. All right, we have some guppies and some endlers, and I'm not really going to show these because they're not ready for sale yet. We're trying to figure out the best protocols and things to get good, healthy guppies in. And so I have a ways to go with these guys, but these are some albino platinums that I think are really pretty. We're working on them and several others, but more on that later once we have them ready to go. These are the Melanotania calijamas. Probably a lot of clava type fish, but they haven't been scientifically described yet. So they're just called calijamas right now. But they're healthy, they're doing well. And the picture, we have some pictures on the webpage on dancefish.com of this fish. One of them was shared to us by Rob Oliver, and so he got one from us and raised it up, and so you can see what the adult colors look like if you go to dancefish.com and type jamas or cali jamas in the search. They're really pretty as they get bigger. Kind of again, Hans George Evers has said that he thinks they're probably a Lataclava population, but they haven't been identified yet or described yet. Okay, Corydoras mete. Can I get a, let's see, don't run away, don't run away. Little bandit Corys, called that because of that mask over their eye. And then they have that skunk Cory line down the back. Just, we don't have a lot of them, but they're super cute little Corydoras. Next to them over here, we have Duplicarius. So here, let me show you how that's spelled in case you want to look it up. Corydoras Duplicarius. These are almost indistinguishable from Corydoras Adolphi. They inhabit the same river system. They look very, very similar. The only way to really tell the difference is to get a scientist involved, I think. There's some differences in the pectoral fin structure, but you're not going to you're not going to see that without like a microscope or something, I don't think. And a little difference maybe in the head shape. There's often people that say that you can tell by the stripe down the dorsal, if it's broad or thick or whatever, but if you read what's written on Corydoras World, what Ian Fuller writes about this, he says that's actually false. There's a lot of variation in both species in the thickness of the stripe. So really you're relying on the word of your supplier when you buy these as to what they are, unless you're a scientist or friends with an uber Corydoras expert. But these were sold to us as Duplicarius, so that's what we're passing them on as. They could be Adolphoi, but probably Duplicarius. Anyway, they're beautiful, as you can see. Nice, beautiful Cory. Bright orange blotch between the two dark lines, the one through the eye and the one along the back. And very similar to Corydoras Adolphoi. In fact, their scientific name, Duplicarius, refers to them as being copies or duplicates of Corydoras Adolphoi. That's why they are called that. So that's how similar they are. Upstairs from them we have something that's very, very special. These are Corydoras CW62s. So they've not been described yet. Look how cute that is. We call them little tanks. They're rotund little fish, big little bellies, short little snouts, flag tails, dark line horizontally from the fin up through, about a third of the body. And we have a nice healthy group of them. They're usually out and about. These are not actually shy fish, but cameras do strange things to fish. So right now they're kind of hiding, unfortunately. Super pretty little fish though, I really like those. I forgot to turn off the fan here, so for noise, let's do that. Okay. It should quiet down here in a bit. Alright, these are Milanatania. Again, I think this is the first time these have been offered from a commercial fish store in the United States. Like someone like Gary Lang might have a couple, or have a group that they're breeding and distributing gradually, but as far as actually being offered through a store, I think we might be the first. So these are Melanotania species Cali Lumpur. Don't know much about them. Very new. I know that they were collected in, I believe it was 2019. It might have been 2017 by Johannes Graf, Gary Lang, and a few other folks. Is it William He? I think I'm getting that right, and some other folks. So they're kind of only had a couple years to be bred in numbers and are just now starting to be distributed from breeders. So happy to have them. Don't know anything about them. Can't find any information about them because they're too new, but I'm glad to have them. All right, let's go around here to the next area. And, okay, this is a very, very, very special fish. This is Corydoras CW153. There is no scientific name yet. It's kind of called the Kerasidium Corydoras because it mimics a darter tetra. It looks like a tetra from the genus Kerasidium, which is a long, slender fish that perches up on its pectoral fins and has a black kind of blotched stripe down the center. Let's see if we can get, can we get even better? The camera has a super hard time with sand and with fish that kind of blend into the sand. But did you see that? That does not swim like a Cory. That swims like a little tetra. Anyway, look at how strange those are. Is that like any Cory you've ever seen? Not me. Let's see if we can get up and look down on them a little bit. They blend in too much into the sand for the camera to really know what to do. But hopefully you could see them well. I I've never had those, never seen them in person before. I think I was just super lucky to be able to get them at all. Okay, this is a really cool Cory as well. Corydoras Saballowini. Oh, they're all gonna dart. Oh no, they're staying in a pile. Oh, excellent. Okay, check them out. Super hard Corydoras to find. I'm so happy to have some. Look at these guys. Look how neat they are. Bright, bold black dorsal fin. On the front ray of the dorsal fin, the stiff ray, matching that line down the side. It's a really unique Cory. Let me show you. It's probably worth... Okay, we're just going to take a little trip down here because I have a couple from a previous batch that are colored in even more because we've had them a little longer. See if they will stay still for me. Here they are. So they're in there with some Corydoras Aerofrantis, which used to be called Corydoras LSA. So the blotched ones are the Aerofrantis, I guess is how you say it. But see those guys with the dark stripe down the middle and the dark stripe on the dorsal fin? Those are Saballowini that have been here a little longer. So I think that's kind of fully settled in, and the black comes in really strong once they fully settle in like that.